So why should Nawroz celebrations be postponed this year? This video is for our communities in the diaspora and also back home in Kurdistan, and specifically for the organizers of the many events and gatherings that are pertaining to Nawroz celebrations. For us Kurds, Nawroz holds a great deal of significance in our lives and in our history, and every year thousands, if not millions, of Kurds celebrate Nawroz all over the world, whether with families or and also in large gatherings. This year, with the recent health issues related to the major outbreak of the coronavirus, we have to revisit this issue. We have to rethink our priorities and our planning. So at the time of recording of this video, there are over 120,000 cases of the coronavirus confirmed worldwide. Just in the United States, there are over 1,100 cases of the coronavirus. And in the Nashville area where we are from, last week there was one confirmed case, and since then there are 7 confirmed cases in the Metro Nashville area between Davidson County and Williamson County. So this poses a big risk and a big problem for our communities that we must take seriously, and we must think about as we make our plans for celebrating and observing Nawroz this year. One of the biggest populations at risk when it comes to the coronavirus transmission and adverse outcomes is the elderly population. And looking at our Kurdish populations and our households, I find it difficult to imagine that Kurdish families would be willing to leave their elderly parents or grandparents home and then go outside and celebrate Nawroz with these parties and gatherings. And to take them out with them would be doing them a major disservice by putting them at the risk of acquiring this virus and having major negative outcomes from it. And besides that, the entire population is still at risk, and there's a reason for significant concern about this, since it's now considered by the World Health Organization as a pandemic. So I strongly advise the organizers of all Nawroz gatherings in our communities in the diaspora and back home to seriously think about our priorities, to think about our planning, and to weigh the risks and benefits that would come with large gatherings when it comes to Nawroz celebrations, whether it's in indoor arenas and halls or outside in the park when we have thousands and hundreds of people gathered and in very close contact with each other. I think there are ways we could still celebrate and observe Nawroz without putting ourselves at such great risk in close areas and with people being at close proximity to each other. We could still celebrate Nawroz at home with our families, with our kids. We could still give them some sense of patriotism by observing Nawroz at home or in the backyard, by putting on some Nawroz related music, or even putting our kids in the cars and just driving around and discussing Nawroz and coming back after half hour, 1 hour, just to give our kids and the families an opportunity to observe Nawroz and to have this sense of belonging. But to go to large gatherings for hours and be in close proximity with hundreds of other people basically just sounds very irresponsible and risky, and it takes one person to transmit this virus to dozens of other people, as has happened in multiple places in the world, in Italy, even in New York City, as we heard about a case of an attorney who is thought to have been the one that transmitted the virus to more than a dozen of his clients. So I really urge all our communities and the organizers to take this seriously, to look at the big picture, to look at the overall good of the community and the society at large, and human life. And there will always be opportunities to celebrate when we are in good health. So that is the number one priority. Be blessed and stay healthy.